Where is your emergency?
Yes, my son might be. He apparently has a gun and he's heading toward the Old National at on Main Street here in Louisville.
Main Street, Old National?
Yes, and this is his mother. I'm so sorry. I'm getting details secondhand. I'm running to it now. Oh my Lord, I don't know what to do. I need your help. I think he's never hurt anyone. He's a really good kid. Please don't come up to him.
Okay, you said he was headed to the Old National Bank. Did he say what he was going to do there?
I don't know. I don't know anything. We don't even own guns. I don't know where he would have gotten a gun.
Okay, so where did you get this information from? Who told you what's going on?
His roommate called me. What do I do? Just go there?
No, I don't want you to go to the location, okay? No, I don't want you to go to the location, ma'am. Okay?
We're going to the location.
Right, I don't want you to go to the location. We have a situation that's going on down there right now. We've already had calls from other people, and I do not need you to go to the location at this time, okay? It's dangerous there.
You've had calls from other people, so he's already there?
Yes, at Old National Bank on East Main Street, we have.
Mass shootings are all too common in America right now. It's become so easy for them to get lost in the news cycle as another one occurs in another state. It takes something interesting to keep people talking. And that's the case with the recent Louisville bank shooting. In this video, we're going to take a look at the gunman behind the shooting and his possible motives. We also want to know why he felt compelled to broadcast it to the world. He isn't the first to do so, but why him and why there? On April 10, 2023, a gunman entered the Old National Bank in the center of Louisville, Kentucky, and opened fire. 5 people died from the rapid gunfire from the AR-15 style semi-automatic rifle. The victims included bank workers aged between 40 and 64. 9 other people sustained injuries in the incident, including a rookie officer attending the scene. The incident was short as police responded within 3 minutes and took down the gunman. It all took place at around 8:30 a.m. as the bank was preparing to open for the day. With these facts alone, this doesn't sound like that strange a crime. Armed robberies happen in banks and often lead to fatalities. Only this wasn't a robbery gone wrong. For us, this is an unexplained crime where there is surely more than meets the eye right now. If you're a regular here, you'll know we can't resist a good mystery. If you like these sorts of true crime stories, make sure to give us a subscribe for regular content and a quick thumbs up to help us out. There's a missing piece of the puzzle somewhere in this case because right now, the story doesn't make sense. The culprit isn't who you'd expect, and those close to them are in disbelief about what happened. There are so many questions as to why this happened. So, let's take a closer look at the gunman, his apparent motive, and the possible reasons for the shooting. The gunman was 25-year-old Connor Sturgeon, who had ties with the bank. He had joined a year before as a full-time employee after spending 3 summers interning for them. His online profile states that he was a syndication associate and portfolio banker there. Those that worked with him had high praise for his character from the little they knew of him. He also appeared to be well-educated. Those not familiar with Kentucky and its gun laws may wonder how a bright professional in the banking sector got a hold of a semi-automatic firearm like that. The laws are more relaxed there, and many adults over 21 can carry a gun without a license. That helps explain why it wasn't the only shooting in the city that day, but we digress. More may emerge about Sturgeon and his background in the coming weeks. There's always the potential for ties to specific groups that may have encouraged this crime. However, that isn't a known factor right now. One thing we know for sure about this case is that it was premeditated. The police found a note describing his plans for the shooting at the bank. There was no moment that morning where he just snapped, and there was no additional crime in place, such as an attempted armed robbery. Another detail we know is that Sturgeon faced losing his job at the bank. It seems he was aware of this fact, and this is the likely motive for going in there and killing other workers. Because we want to look at this from different angles, we also want to mention the potential for mental health issues. This is pure speculation based on quotes from those that knew him. His coworkers were shocked at what happened because he seems like a generally nice and easygoing person. They seem to have good professional relationships, and yet he still came in and murdered them. A former high school friend spoke about his intellect and popularity at school, where he was part of the basketball team. It was also noted that Sturgeon wore a helmet due to issues with multiple concussions. Now, repeated concussions don't automatically make you homicidal. However, there are links between traumatic brain injury and violent crime. So far, we have a story of a young, educated man that was unhappy that he faced redundancy. That's surely not enough to take a gun to work and kill everyone. We can't ignore the mental health angle, although we wouldn't want that seen as an excuse. There is, however, another aspect to this case that poses additional questions. It was all broadcast online. One of the biggest talking points moving forward with this tragedy isn't about the gunman or the nature of the shooting. Instead, it's the way in which the world found out. Shockingly, the event was live-streamed on Instagram, where anyone able to view Sturgeon's content would have seen the brutal loss of life right before their eyes. We'll never know why he chose to do this, although any online followers and access to his online activity may give some indication. The sad thing is that he isn't the first person to broadcast a murder spree or violent crime live to the world, and he won't be the last. These incidents have been going on for years. In some cases, the streams are accidental with no direct connection to the criminal. This was the case with a shooting in 2018 at a video game tournament. The tournament was part of a Twitch livestream, as is common with that platform. During the event, a gunman came in and shot 12 people, and those watching could only watch in horror or click off. In subsequent years, attackers began deliberately using these social media tools to broadcast their crimes to the world. In March 2019, there was an infamous terrorist attack in Christchurch, New Zealand, a country with strict gun control. A white supremacist from Australia traveled over to attack a mosque, leaving 51 dead. He did so while live streaming on Facebook. More recently, in May 2022, a similar situation occurred in Buffalo, New York, when a shooter targeted a market and shot 13 people with 10 fatalities. This time it all went live on Twitch. It appears that Sturgeon was following their lead and using social media to gain an audience while committing this crime. But what was the motive? With the Christchurch Mosque, there was a clear statement of white supremacy and a message to spread. It isn't one that we can get behind, but we can see the intent. The Buffalo incident is similar, as it appeared to be racially motivated, and he was perhaps making a statement to like-minded followers. So why was a young man angry at his employers so keen to get the same sort of audience? Was it to gain sympathy in the current economic climate? Was it to show capitalists that big banks can't get away with hurting the little people like that? We're completely grasping at straws here. Maybe he just wanted to be famous for it and leave a bigger impact. Of course, that opens up a bigger question about desensitization and media coverage of the shooting in a country too used to them occurring. But that's too complicated for this video. We're just curious about motive as a means of understanding how this man's looming redundancy led to such a tragedy and why it was available online. This mass murderer leaves us asking different questions than we tend to with these sorts of videos. Normally, we'll speculate on what really happened on the night of the crime, or whether there are two sides to a story. This bank shooting isn't a case where we can question whether a perpetrator was wrongfully accused, or if the timeline of events adds up. Everyone knows exactly what happened and who was to blame, because it was all there on the live stream and in the pre-written note. The bigger discussion falls on why the gunman snapped so hard and why he put the footage online. This is an interesting topic that isn't going to go away anytime soon. The instant access to online audiences makes live streaming an easy way for killers to get their 15 minutes of fame. We'd love to hear your take on this in the comments below. Do you think that Connor Sturgeon was just following trends in an attempt to get noticed? Or is something darker going to come out about his politics and past where there was a deeper motive? Right now, it all seems so extreme and senseless. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to share this with others, and we'll see you in the next video.